Thank you for talking to Livewire about Megaflower Deluxe for the Flower Moon Band, Full Flower Moon
My
Band.
pleasure.
Uh,
Absolutely.
yeah, congratulations on making the new album. It's fantastic. I
Thank
have
you.
ordered my copy already. It
Thank you.
comes out in time for my birthday, so woo.
Yay.
I just have to ask though, I wasn't going to start with this, but Call My Name is on the Bandcamp version. Is it going to be a single?
No, it's not. It's a demo release that's going on Bandcamp and the vinyl.
Aha.
It's just so hard to capture that song. I wanted to do it with Bones and Jones as a collab track, and in which case it would have been a single. But I don't know, between me and Bones and Jones, we're all a bit relaxed and we just didn't book in any time. But they were keen. So I think that demo would be something that I flesh out at a later date. But I know that when it's made with a full arrangement, it'll be its own thing. And I guess like I love the demo so much that I thought, well, I'm happy for people to hear the thing that's inspired the song, and then maybe at a later date or maybe at some live shows I can like properly play it. But yeah, the demo's lived with me for years and I always listen to it and go, "Oh, I like that one." So I thought maybe other people will hear it and be like, "Oh, fun."
Yeah, I mean it's great to have a deluxe album coming out that's not just a repeat of tracks with a few extra layers. So this is much more organic and it's got some
Thank
great
you.
the first side's fantastic because you've got Scene, which I think is fantastic.
Thank you.
I think that's going to become a real classic, especially live. I
Yeah.
mean it's hard and it's mean and it's truthful.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny when you did the solo version of it, when you apologized for being an asshole, but you shouldn't because it's just authentic about what the scene is actually really like.
Yeah, and probably more people can relate to that feeling than maybe people first think.
Yep. But I've got to say, smoking with the drunk mums.
Mm.
The first time I heard it, I just went, it's sort of got that real Amy Taylor feel to it.
Yeah, which is funny because it was born from a completely different angle. I wanted it to sound like Sleaford. Well, I guess Amy did a collab with Sleaford Mods, but I was going for this real British like geezer thing. And I didn't think I'd be able to sing the song because I relied so much on putting on this like Sleaford Mods impression when I was recording it. I was like, well, we're gonna have to get a UK artist to do this because I've built it in that world. And then it just kept hitting a wall and no and I couldn't get it to truly sit in that genre. I mean, fair enough. It's not like I make music with like drum machines and stuff that often. So when I took it into a full band arrangement and got drunk mums involved, I was like, this is probably more authentic to like me as a songwriter. I just had to go on that journey of chasing like get down services
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
I can't hear that as a chav. I mean, I come from Scotland, so
Okay.
what we call the chavs,
Yeah.
like those girls,
Well,
it's got that more Australian sound to it than I would hear you know, in a,
well, I'm
you know.
glad that to you it sounds like it's meant to live there. I think it is too now. I just definitely went on a journey to find it.
I think it's funny. People will love it.
Yeah, thanks. It's kind of in the same vein of songwriting as like Man Hands and Cowboy, I think. Like a little bit cheeky, well, very cheeky, and just really fun and catchy, hopefully.
I've got to say the female mechanic's probably the most clever song on the album.
I love that song so much.
Yeah, it's just a beautiful character study. Do you know someone who's a
Yeah.
female mechanic who's like that?
Um, no, I don't. I think that was what inspired it really was I want to be that character. Like, let me speak about this in-depth car conversion with confidence and swagger, and I'll be the person that I haven't met, you know. I'll be her. It's so fun, and we've played that song a lot live because it was written just before I went overseas with the band to UK and Europe. So I've now played that song so much. I feel really comfortable with it live, and it's such a pleasure. I knew it was a good track when we played it in Paris, and these people don't necessarily pick up on every word I'm
Mm.
saying, but the instrumentation was enough to keep them engaged, even though they weren't getting the female mechanic nuance necessarily. And that's where I think I really fell in love with what we'd done. Is just like in a country that speaks French, they were like, yeah.
Yeah, down with the Peugeot, learning how to,
Yeah.
Um, I've heard it both solo and with the band. I've got to say it's funniest with the band. The
Yes,
band give it something.
definitely. Yeah. It's um yeah, the drum and bass are really what sells that song outside of the lyrics. It was scary. I said to Caleb and Christian, the guitarist, I was like, you don't really get to play till the second half because we have to kind of literally kick the car into gear with the guitars like as we go. So yeah.
Now it ends with a live version of the great
Kissing goodbye.
ballad with yeah.
Yeah.
Why did you pick that one to end with? Is it because of it ending the original album, or did you want to see something different, like live recording it? How was that process as well?
I wanted to hear drums on that song, and I had
Okay.
tried to track drums on it from the original recording that went on Megaflower. But the Megaflower recording was so precious in its
Mm.
own world. It was really hard to add drums, but I could hear this arrangement that we ended up fleshing out in time for our Princess Theatre show last year on the Megaflower tour. And when we performed it live in front of the biggest crowd we've had for a headlining show, I just felt like it would be really special to officially record that version. What I was surprised though by is in the studio, it was really hard to recreate that live emotion because I didn't have 900 people like
Mm.
with me. And I love the Princess Theatre recording, which is on YouTube, by the way. Like it's not
I love
like
the
lost
I love the
forever.
Princess Theatre as well because the acoustics in
Yeah.
there are so great.
That's it. So when we got into the studio, in my mind, oh, we'll just do the Princess Theatre version, but I didn't have that great theatre and I didn't have the energy of the crowd. So it's sort of turned into its own thing. It's a lot more controlled. But for me as an artist, it's just documenting like an arrangement that's important to me. Like sometimes I just say to myself, even if that means that when someone covers the song, like there's this version they could feed off. I don't know, I just wanted to officially have a go at the drum arrangement because it's really fun. Like a it's already a beautiful ballad, and then to have
Mm.
this like just a
I,
way
I
to
think I
preserve
think
that.
both versions are beautiful, and the original's
Thank you.
beautiful for how it is on the album, but this is the deluxe version's different, and it's a great ending. It brings an up to it,
Yeah.
whereas Megaflower tends to go into that
Yeah.
slowing down
Yeah.
and
I think
ending.
I left it as the last song too, as a nod to the track listing on Megaflower. And, it was just convenient that the last track on the album was one I wanted to redo. But yeah, I mean, it would have been weird to put Kiss and Goodbye in the middle or something like that.
No, you
It
couldn't
is
have done
such a
that.
closer.
No, because you've got Wingman starting the second side, so you need
Yes.
to have that there,
Yeah.
and then you move into all of the demos.
Mm. It was hard to pick which demos to put on because obviously every song is demoed. But I just tried to pick, what did I do?
You got
Call my
Cowboy.
name and the cowboy demo is
Yeah.
just I just said to myself, look, if I can listen to it all the way through and it's adding something different to what the official recording is, then that works. Whereas things like Super Like Me and Man Hands, like those demos were really interesting, but I'm still really concerned with the listener, right? It's not a total ego trip on like, these are my demos. I want it to be a listenable piece, not just an artifact. And they felt like the two that were complete in their original form instead of, oh, I can hear where she redid the guitars and
Mm.
why she didn't use this.
No, they all make
Demos
sense.
are demos for a reason a lot of the time.
Well, demos can be very, very different from what the final product as it goes through
Yeah.
re-recording. People
Yeah.
rewrite bits, different instrumentation is used, different production is used at the end.
Yeah.
So they can be very different things. It's interesting to hear demos because you're hearing the songs as they started live,
Yeah.
and that's always the
Especially
beauty in
that
them.
cowboy one. That cowboy track is very much its first iteration and something that I kept coming back to when I was checking if we were on track for the final thing. So yeah, I'm glad I kept it. No, and also didn't want to put too many demos on there because I think it can be annoying. So I worked so hard to add so many new songs, and the team around me were kind of like, "This is looking like a new
New
album,
album.
not a deluxe." And I was like,
In a way,
"More
it's
is more."
yeah, well, it's great for fans because
Yeah.
I mean, there's only so many different color vinyls of the same album you can buy.
This is such a rebellion from that. This is such a statement of we really, you know, I think the industry's gotten pretty greedy with deluxe editions and colored vinyls. We've done a colored vinyl once, but it was only because the album had sold out. And we didn't make it like, oh, now it's available in multiple colors. It was just next pressing's red, you know? I don't like encouraging that super fandom that is kind of to me it's wasteful. um
Well, it is. It's a, if you think of it even from like an environmental
yeah,
um scan, like it's made of petroleum. All albums are made of
yeah,
petroleum, so they're plastics.
yeah,
So you're just making more pollution really that breaks down over time.
yeah. And I get that some people have a an interest in having a collection, but as the artist I think it's our responsibility that we make sure that that's meaningful and
Yes.
not just like a profit um enterprise anyway.
No, I agree. That's why I think this is wonderful. Like, there's so many
Thank
new
you.
songs. There's demos that are different. You can see the
Yeah,
songwriting process taking shape and form. It's
yeah,
an insight into the band process, the writing process. I mean,
totally.
that's what fans want to see. They just don't want like this exactly the same songs, different vinyl, different casing, different whatever. Like you just like because so you got to have it. That's not the point
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah, I couldn't bring myself to do something like that. So this is born out of, hey, you had a great album and you should definitely do a deluxe, and me being like, okay, how am I ethically comfortable with that? Well, basically giving a lot of new music.
And
Yeah.
fans will appreciate it. They'll really love it.
Thank you. I hope so.
The big question is, as we were standing around the other day, was
Yeah.
like, so when are you guys going to headline the Tivoli?
Oh my goodness. There's actually some conversations happening. I don't know if I'm allowed to announce anything, but
Don't get
we've got
yourself into
so
trouble.
yeah, we've got so many great like there's so many great bookers and people in Brisbane who have our back that I do think that it's going to be possible next year, and there's some conversations happening, and um I don't think we'd be able to do it without the support of like the a full team around us to make it happen at this point. But
Just don't do
um
it in February or March because the whole world is coming to Brisbane in February.
why? What's happening in February, March?
Just about everything.
Oh, right. It's a busy time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Baby Metal will be here, Bollywood will be here, Evil will be here,
Wow. Yeah,
Maren Morris,
true.
you've got Keisha, the Lambrini Girls, if you're into your inner punk.
Oh my God. Yeah, okay.
So, yeah. G Flip's going to be coming to town with the beaches. Can't wait for that. Uh,
Oh,
well,
wow.
it's just a huge things, but I mean, um, yes, pick a date that we can all get to, please.
Yes. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah. It does seem like the next logical venue. Because we've done Princess twice now
I
and
love the
supported
Princess
a,
Theatre. Love it.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
gorgeous. And I would do it any any number of times. But in terms of like exciting new stuff in the new year, it's definitely on our minds. But it's all about strong foundations. I never want to ask people, I don't want to ask too much of the audience or um, you know, it's really intense sometimes when you do have a lot of shows on and you're just like constantly promoting gigs. And so I just want to make sure we have the foundations to make sure it all feels good for us and the audience. Which I'm sure it will. 2026 is still we're still a whole deluxe album release away. So
Well, that's true. Um, it's exciting that that's coming for next year. So that's something
mm,
to really look forward to. You've got the album in December and then touring.
yeah.
Are you going back to Europe again, or are you staying put for a while?
The thing about being an Australian artist breaking into an overseas market is repetition. Um, unless you have, from my understanding, unless you have a support spot with like a much, even then actually, I was going to say if you have if you're supporting a bigger artist, maybe it's less about repetition and more about just getting there, but I don't think so. It's basically about going over once a year for us at this point. So it's sort of like what I realized on the ground over there is I always compare things back to Brisbane. It's like in Manchester for the first time in 2024, it was like we were playing Brisbane for the first time. It's like, well, what are you going to do? You're going to play again. And now we've played it twice, and it's like, okay, well, we're going to go
Play it
again.
again.
And you see it with international bands in Australia too. It's like we remember them and we get excited about them when they're in our gig guides. And then it's really easy to, I
Forget.
guess, forget unless they're coming back or unless, and usually with a release campaign, it's like, well, you come back because you're promoting something. So I think with us having a pretty busy release schedule and being pretty active as a band, we're hopefully going to be able to go back every year. And it feels like part of the infrastructure of just being an Australian artist is
Getting out of
keep
here.
going.
Yeah.
Yeah. We haven't started doing that in the US yet, but I really look forward to that too. Ideally, it would be like, go to the US, run of shows, and then UK, Europe, run of shows, and then home.
Home.
Just keep working the crowd.
Well, I guess you'd want to be sort of heading over to the US festivals for in summer
Yeah,
because you
yeah,
could do a festival circuit and get that exposure because the crowds are so
yes.
huge.
Yeah, I'm so glad that I have a team around us to support us with these things because as the artist, it's overwhelming to think, okay, well, let me introduce myself to Chicago. Like, pleased to meet you. It's great to have people who are able to have those conversations about timing and festival and return to market, as they say.
Yeah, I'm not so much into that. I know it's terrible. I played a lot of sport as a kid, so we were traveling. I was traveling constantly, um,
Yeah,
playing different, matches, circuits,
yeah,
overseas, back home.
yeah.
It was it was fun.
Yeah, I bet.
But
I
but you get to
did
that point
did
where you have to do realization like, should you be doing and staying at school? Do you
yeah.
do you require to get that higher school certificate? Hmm. All the girls I played tennis with, like internationally, I think I'm the only one that got their high school certificate.
Wow.
They all left school in year nine.
So intense. I
Mm.
guess it's a big difference in music is like majority of us are doing this at 18 plus.
Yeah, and
right?
you need to have that educational background behind you, but sports people
Yeah,
don't need that. Well, they do
that's
need it
so
actually,
interesting.
but they don't get it because
They're
the
so
rush to do
busy.
well, the rush to do everything while you're young and strong, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. God, I hadn't thought about that comparison. I get
Well, girls
upset at
hit their
how much.
peak at 15
Wow.
physically.
Yeah. Wow. That makes sense. And yeah, that's something to think about because I always think about how the industry wants younger artists, but when you put it in perspective of sports stars coming in at 15, it's
Mm.
like it makes the 20-year-old seem old, doesn't it?
Well, it is like, well, in
Yeah.
comparison, yeah, but I'm really sick of that drive.
Yeah.
Um, I don't want to see, I want to see a range of people. Um,
Mm, absolutely.
because everyone's got a different perspective. And I mean, you can see some of the young kids that are coming through that are most amazing songwriters. Because I don't know what it
Yes.
is. Like all that angst is piled up and it bursts out at 15, 16, and it's astonishing. But it's really interesting though to see what they're writing when they're 20 or when they're
Mm,
30 and then when they
mm,
turn 40. Like how has life
mm.
changed?
Yeah, I feel so grateful that there's some great role models for me of women I respect as songwriters who are older than me, and I get to see the trajectory and that they do improve and grow wiser and more accomplished with time. Whether the industry acknowledges that or not is another question, but I
Fans
do feel
do.
lucky.
Fans
Yeah,
do. I mean,
yeah,
especially if they get introduced to that person at that right time in their life, they'll follow them forever.
yeah, totally. Yeah.
Well, I wish you all the best with this album. It's going to be amazing.
Thank you, Celia.
And I'm hoping that
And
2026 is your year for
ah,
like
me too.
doing that big boom thing.
That thing. Yeah, I'm excited. I think it's going to be good. And just thank you for treating the deluxe with the attention of an album. I am excited though to put out new music and I'm grateful that I got to do a deluxe, I guess, and make a point with it in some way.
Oh, it's a
I
great
think it's
record.
fun.
It's a
Thank you.
real album in what an
Thank
album's
you.
supposed to do, like be a record of an event, like Annie DeFranco said. I only make
Yeah,
records if they're a record of an event. She was always
that's
firm on that.
beautiful. Great. Well, that's how I feel. It's a record of an expanded Megaflower. So thank you for that. And yeah, I'm excited to
And
see
th
what everyone does with it. And I'm gonna just go choof and go pot around in the background and work on some more things.
well then, well it's clear and you've got that stuff out of your system and now
Yeah.
you can go away, think about
Yeah.
what's coming next and what the next step, what the next album will
Yes.
be and what it will look like because it will be completely different.
Absolutely. I feel really good about cleaning out the closet before I restock.